So today's video, how to hit off a batting tee for baseball or for softball, but this video is for beginners. This is a whole overview on the method, on some of the do's and don'ts, and I'm going to show you what it looks like to hit off a tee, some places to put the tee, different height considerations, all sorts of stuff. I also want to mention what you'll see me using in today's video is the whack-a-ball, and this is a really cool training tool. It's a tethered baseball or softball. You can anchor it into the ground with a ground screw, or you can loop it around a weight, 10, 15, 20 pounds, whatever you've got. And so this is going to make for great solo practice where you can hit it just like I am out here in the open space in the outfield, and it's going to recoil and come back. But this is a nice new tool, and I partnered with Whack-A-Ball to do this video. Lastly, you can jump around this video using the timestamps in the description below, and you'll also find links to get your own Whack-A-Ball in the description. So where you place the tee is super important, because where you barrel the ball up is going to change depending on where the pitch is thrown. So if you throw, or if the pitcher throws a pitch on the outer part of the plate, the ball is going to have to get deeper for you to make barrel contact. If the ball is down the middle of the plate, you're going to want to hit the ball slightly out in front of the plate. And if it's an inside pitch, you're going to have to get your barrel a lot farther out in front to hit it on the barrel and keep it fair. Sure, you could hit the pitch if it's inside and hit it deeper on the plate, but that contact is going to be poor. Because if I make contact here, I'm going to hit it off the inside part of the bat like that, and that's going to be a weak ground ball somewhere into the infield. So on inside pitches, I've got to have a faster bat, or I've got to get started early. So to hit the ball hard, when it's inside, it's farther in front of the plate. Middle is in line with the front of the plate, or a little bit out in front. And the deeper it is on the plate is where we're going to hit it to the opposite field. That's really important. So when you're practicing on the tee, you cannot put the tee out in front on outside pitches, or my barrel is going to be all the way through the zone already, and I'm going to hit those on the end of the bat. Or I'm going to have to change my swing mechanics in a negative way to make solid barrel contact on outside pitches. Next, let's talk about height. How high should the tee be? Obviously, you can vary this. At the beginning of your session, I would put it somewhere in the middle, maybe like mid-thigh. This is a great spot just to start with, because in the beginning of a session, hitting off the tee, we just want to get comfortable. We want to have repeatable swings. And so putting it a nice fat pitch right down the middle is a great way to go. As you progress in your session, you might want to work on pitches that are at the top part of the zone, or you want to go as low as your tee can go. Some tees go lower than this one. This one goes to about one ball above the kneecap. So that's my low point, and I can work on hitting that pitch too. Where you put the tee is completely up to you, but again, early in your session, you just want to keep it in the same spot to eliminate too many variables. And then as you progress, start to move it around, both in and out and up and down. All right, so what does a batting tee routine look like? Step one, start first by hitting them up the middle. Maybe 10 or 15 or so. Focus on hitting line drives and being consistent. Step two, put the ball on the outside part of the plate and work hitting the ball the opposite way for maybe 5, 10, 15 swings, however many you feel like taking. Step three, put the tee on the pull side, the inside part of the plate, and again, 5 to 15 swings there. Step four, mix it up. Change heights, change locations, work on hitting the ball with a little loft if you want, whatever you wish. You've done some work, so make it yours, but have a purpose and be focused. So to summarize, 50 to 100 swings is a solid day's work. Pay attention to fatigue. So if you start to get tired and your swing starts to break down, that's a good time to stop for the day. Also, just to know, batting gloves are recommended. They will help you prevent blisters, and you can get more swings in a given week when your hands have that extra layer of protection. Next important thing when you're hitting off a batting tee is come into your Teework session with 1 or 2 mechanical things that you're trying to work on. Don't try to fix 5 or 6 things at once. Don't try to remake your swing all at once. Just think 1 or 2 mechanical things, bring those to your session and say, these are the things I'm going to work on today. That could be maybe you're adjusting where your hands are. Maybe you could be adjusting where your hands move to when you stride. Maybe you're just changing how you stride in general. If you look at my swing, I like to start close together, and I like to stride out kind of like Cody Bellinger when I go. Some people like to start wide, pick up and set down. Some players like to have no stride. Some players are in between. They like to have a big leg kick. It's completely up to you, but whatever you come into your hitting session with, try to find, whether it's from a YouTube coach or from your real coach in real life, think of 1 or 2 things, only 1 or 2, that you're going to work on and focus on today, try to get a little bit better at, because if you try to overwhelm yourself with 3, 4, 5 different fixes, all of them are going to suffer. It's going to be a mess. 1 or 2 mechanical things to work on. One of the big mistakes that hitters make when hitting off a batting tee, or just having any BP session in general, is doing too much of things that they're already good at. What's going to make you better as a player long term is working on the spots in your game that you're deficient, on your weaknesses. I've watched players go on the batting tee and, they're really good pull hitters, and I've watched pull hitters just spend the entire half-hour session pulling the ball. And it's like, dude, you're already good at that. Let's work instead of getting up there and just going, bah. I'm just trying to mash the ball today. Let's instead work on something that's more productive for you, for your game. So what would that be? For a lot of these players, it's let's spend twice as much time over here, hitting the ball the opposite way. So good hitters are not afraid to look themselves in the mirror and look at their weaknesses and say, you know what, when I get here, I know I'm good at this, 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 and this. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that, but I'm going to spend a lot more time on my weaknesses. I'm going to spend my time driving that opposite field pitch into the opposite field gap, because that's something I'm not as strong at. One of the best ways to break up the monotony of batting tee work is to make it a game. So simple things to do are, say if you have a partner sitting on a bucket here, they might move the tee every single swing. So you're working on something different, still within the parameters we talked about. So they don't want to move the tee here because that's just going to jam you. But they're going to move the tee around every time, different height, inside high, outside low, whatever it is. You can count, like, hey, best of 5, how many opposite field line drives can you hit out of 5? Or maybe you finish best out of 10. We'll go 3 pull, 3 middle, 3 away, and then 1 wild card. The hitter gets to pick. How many of those 10 can you hit a line drive? Just do things to make it, to kind of gamify it and make it a little more interesting. That can go a long way in, again, breaking up the thousands of swings that you'll take in your career off of a batting tee. Next, I do think it's really important to make this fun if you can. So usually maybe there's a friend sitting here or a parent sitting here on a bucket and they're going to feed the tee or just help me retrieve my whack-a-ball hits. And that's good quality time together. So take breaks, have water breaks, bring a Bluetooth speaker, right? You don't have to sit here in silence like I am. Obviously, I'm filming a video. Parents, coaches, bring a bag of Skittles. If your kid likes Skittles, give them a Skittle every time they crush a line drive. Little things can go a long way in making, like what I said, this kind of repetitive, dull part of the game fun. Yes, you're here to work and you're here to focus and you're here to get better, but this is also the sport itself. If you can't enjoy, hitting off the tee, playing catch, taking 89 ground balls in a row, if you can't find some way to enjoy that, baseball is going to be a tough sport for you. So do what you can to make these fun, make them quality time, take breaks, take it at your own pace, and enjoy it. My next big point about hitting off a batting tee, it is rote, repetitive work. But look, this is one of the core actions. There's not a whole lot exciting about this. The pitch is just sitting there, right? So my goal is, how well can I be focused? How well can I visualize the ball flight that I want? Or if I'm looking at a dead line drive or like a slightly higher line drive, like a double, am I visualizing that? Am I kind of putting myself mentally in the game? Am I going through my process? Am I taking my time? If you look at pro players, the way they hit off the batting tee, they're very methodical, just visualizing themselves in a game. Everything is at their pace. It's very deliberate. And then they go. Being a great athlete is being okay with the repetitive, often dull, kind of boring stuff. And just being content with, I'm focused on this little aspect of my game today. I know it's repetitive. I want to focus on it and I want to visualize what I'm trying to get out of it. And then there's lots of other little ways you can make this stuff fun. But again, enjoy the repetitive nature of hitting off the tee. Just take this as like your moment of calm. Try to be present and take each swing one at a time. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to hit off a batting tee. Be sure to check out the links in the description below where you'll find the whack-a-ball, the recoil trainer that I used in this video today, which is a great little tool that I really enjoyed using. You'll also find links to other resources and videos related to this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you here in the next video.